Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Loving the Skin. I'm in, and I am Donovan Sadiq. I'm going to be your host, and we're going to kind of start this off with a few things that are running across our mind. Our numbers look great. Thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the page. Dee, your page is doing exceptionally well. Last week, you did really, really good. Deanna putting her 2 cents in. There's a lot of controversy with that.
I think she caught the bug too. She like doing it now.
Like it? Okay. Usually people that do, but what's the key to being a successful show?
Consistency.
You got to be consistent. And speaking of consistent, your girl Jill Scott. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going on with getting in the way of what I'm feeling? You're getting in my way. Go ahead.
Well, speaking of getting in the way,
Yeah.
her soon-to-be ex-husband is getting in the way of her bank account.
Mm.
Now, what had happened was about 2 or 3 or 4 months ago or so, they filed for divorce. I think
This
it was
is her second husband.
I think it's her second husband.
Because the first husband, I remember when they were divorced, and she said her child didn't need a man.
Well, I don't even know if they were married.
Okay.
I think that's just a baby daddy.
Yeah, he was the drummer in the band.
Yeah, Lizelle or whatever his name is. So, they're going through this divorce. I believe it's probably her that filed for divorce. Now, if the news first broke months ago, he was saying how, she was this loud-talking black woman, wanted to usurp him, in front of all of her family and her friend.
A loud-talking black woman?
Never heard of it. You better quit.
Never heard of that. Right.
So she was doing all of these things, being the one wearing the pants and, just sit down, Jethro.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's what she said to him, but
in, out, in.
Right.
Tissue.
You're going to get me in so much trouble, I swear. So this is what he was saying about her. She's a boisterous, loud black woman, for lack of better words. And so here we are, fast forward to yesterday. More information comes out that he's asking her for $500,000.
Yes.
In addition to half of the marital assets.
Yes, absolutely.
But she's saying, try and get it, boo. Mm-hmm. I have a prenup.
Okay.
So, but he's saying he wants the prenup overturned because
that's gonna be hard to
he
do.
felt like he signed it under duress because she had attorneys there and he didn't have any attorneys and he was still advised.
Then you don't sign nothing.
Well, we know that.
Yeah.
But that's what he's saying, though. He's saying that he really was in a relationship, to be with her, but he wouldn't allow her to be him to be the man. Yeah. And so it made it difficult for him. So I don't know if he's filing for divorce or whatever, but it made it difficult for him.
I'm pretty sure it's him.
To be in a relationship because she wouldn't allow him to be
a
man.
Mm-hmm.
And so here we are. A lot of people, I'll say a lot of women I've seen, are saying it's not right. They're minds of the relationship. I don't think that's right.
But yeah, in a situation when women are doing it, you women are silent.
No, I'm not silent.
No, not you. I know, but you know what I'm talking about in general.
I think what's fair is fair. Mm-hmm. If you cause the end of the relationship due to your nonsense, I don't think you should be entitled to all of that money. Because to me, here goes that common sense thing. I think you should know that if your woman is the gravy train, don't trick off on the gravy train. Can't do no exam. I mean, it's not the first time. It's hard
when the chick gains 300 pounds.
But we talking about Mary J. Blige.
Mary J. Blige. I mean, the ghetto hit. I told Mary you could have got with me.
I'm just saying. I mean,
JoJo thing. I said,
so that wasn't her case. He was just a douchebag who, and her last album, she talks about how much she really loved this man, and she obviously it was a joke to him.
Yeah, but the thing is, in her stupidness, you don't get with a man that doesn't have anything.
Well,
I don't care how big his dick is.
Listen, true. I agree with that. But he was a manager. I don't know who he's managed before her, but he was a manager in the industry. He was her manager, and so I don't know if he necessarily didn't have anything, but he didn't have what she has. So that's to me, that's not.
I kind of read up on the files. This man it's just like somebody that's from South Dakota. I'm a major producer in South
Willacoochee, Georgia.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
I did the background on him. He didn't manage anybody of significance.
So he was just probably, a silver tongue, a swindler.
Right.
So in Mary's case, no, I don't think he should. Honestly, I don't think he should get a dime.
Okay.
He ruined this woman. He went into the relationship knowing that he wasn't going to be faithful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, you love somebody. Mm-hmm. And it sounds like she took care of the dude. I mean, hell, When they was married, she took care of his kids that don't belong to her, took care of his parents,
all
his lifestyle. She was taking. So why? Listen, I have to touch you on this.
Go ahead, touch me.
If you was with a woman who was doing all that, would you cheat on her?
Hell no. Why do you think I'm trying to get with your sister?
So there's my point.
She's a ride or die shit. That's what I'm looking for.
Should somebody fund your lifestyle because you were stupid?
No.
So that's why I don't agree with marriage.
I'm with you, but what I'm saying is that's just how the law is. And when guys say that exact same thing, is anybody rushing to change the laws? Nobody's doing it.
And listen, I said this on somebody else's post yesterday. If what Jill Scott's ex-husband, soon-to-be ex-husband, is saying is true, I think he is entitled to some money.
Sure.
I think that he is. I don't think that he's
getting verbally abused.
If the relationship wasn't to his demise,
right.
He didn't want the end of the relationship for whatever reason. He didn't cause it. She shouldn't have to pay him. Now, what she should have to pay him, that's up to the courts. But he shouldn't have to walk away with nothing because, that's Jill Scott and she's a woman and women shouldn't have to pay.
And it should be reasonable.
Yeah, it should be reasonable.
And that's the thing. This is the problem in America now. It's just like these Democratic parties and stuff like that. Nobody is governing to the middle. Everybody wants to be to the extreme sides.
Okay, but the thing is this, though, because this is what a lot of people don't realize is when you get emotions involved, I'm taking your ass to the bank, nigga. Yeah. You did this, that, you, and the other, and I won't have. Like the one of the most notorious cases, one of them to in our lifetime, was that of Michael Jordan and his wife. Remember, she got half, and everybody goes, why did she get half? She don't deserve half.
Bullshit.
This woman was with this man before he became Michael Jordan, endured him cheating on her a copious amounts of times.
Yeah, I'm going to have to disagree with you on that.
I got my coffee cup. I'll swing it on you.
It's not the most recent one. Steve Harvey is the most recent one.
But I'm saying the most notorious one.
Right, yeah.
How everybody was like, it was a big old discussion. she shouldn't get half. Juanita don't deserve half.
Any woman that bears your children, you are going, and you should.
Especially before you became who you were or are.
Right.
Was there through thick and thin before
They were college sweethearts and stuff
college sweethearts.
So there was no guarantee he was going to be the NBA.
Tricked off on her not once but twice, but 3 times and got caught, and then she took him back. The last time she was like, all right, nigga, half.
Right. When it was over, she said, I'm done.
It's over, but yet she was the bad guy.
And he didn't have a prenup.
But he probably didn't know he was going to be Michael Jordan,
right, Exactly.
But it's like, so I don't think she was wrong. I think she deserved more than have to be honest with you. I gave you, like you said, I gave you children.
Yeah,
I gave you the best years of my life.
And you cheated on me.
And you did me dirty.
Right.
So, but with Jill Scott, it's just like, it's funny to me because she has a song called The Fact Is. And in this song, she talks about, I could kill a spider on my own if I need to, but the fact is I need you. I could put the gas in my car, but the fact is I need you, and all of that other stuff. And so here you are, if with the story of this, what this man is saying about you, that you are hard to deal with black woman, who wears the pants, and you ain't gonna be telling me what to do, and running them down to your girlfriends and all these other people. Then you just like, are you just writing songs for us? Or do you really mean these things?
Right. Are you living it?
Because, and I love Jill Scott. I've been to a few of her concerts. I love Jill Scott. I love Jilly from Philly. Let me just go and put that out there. But Jilly from Philly's been with 2 or 3 dudes within a matter of 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah.
So it's like, after a while, because Halle Berry gets a bad reputation. All these dudes left her, and fine as she is, she must be crazy. I'm a Halle Berry fan. I get him up over Halle, but I would have to agree. There's something.
Well, she is part white.
Ooh, you better watch your mouth.
Mental illness in the white community. It's evident.
It's evident in the white community, but in the black community, it's suppressed.
Right. So, right. No, it is suppressed. But but we can acknowledge it a little bit more. But
so people say that about Halle Berry. Mm-hmm. She's crazy, and with this, that, and the other. So I guess you would almost start to have to.
Well, look at Toni Braxton. That's fucking crazy. What she's doing.
So can you attribute those same questions to Jill Scott? Mm-hmm. Is she just writing music for us, or does she actually believe this?
Right. Or is it just entertainment?
That one song she got called Whatever. Whatever you need, I'll run and go get it. Mm-hmm. Do you want some?
Sounds good.
In the other song, I can't think, but she got a lot of songs talking about how women, or how she pays homage to men and how to treat them and how to love them, but yet you got these stories coming out about you that you just
it's just
Sophia.
Yeah, it's just entertainment.
You Sophia from Color Purple.
So have they gone to court on that? Or they're about to go?
I guess they're going to court and they're, working it out.
Fight it out. Because good luck to him, but you signed that prenup.
And she's worth about $12 million.
Yeah, that's going to be kind of hard for him to overturn.
It probably is, but
So you got a prenup. I mean, I'm sure if you're intelligent, brother, halfway decent, you're going to get something out of it.
And which is the cold part before you move on? The cold part is when men like that say, hey, I'm entitled to, some money or whatever the case is, especially if they're people in the industry, they do get blackballed or labeled as that dude who's a bitch. Why he shouldn't, no man should be asking no woman for this, that, and the other. To me, that's debatable.
Right.
If you a man, like you said, first of all, you shouldn't be coming into the relationship with nothing to where if you get booted up out the house, you're going to have your little hefty bag. You shouldn't be in that situation in the first place. But he's probably, if he works in the entertainment industry, he's probably going to be blackballed because most people are Jill Scott fans and they ain't going to want to work with him because he asking for her all this money. Same thing with Kendu, which is why he was asking Mary for more money. In addition, he's now suing her for like $400,000 more because he...
Keep going.
Your cat is bad. The cat just snatched all the stuff and ran away with the microphone. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
You know what? Donovan says that he got this cat from the vet. He went to the pet cemetery and got this cat. I'm convinced that this is a pet cemetery cat. This cat has tried to eat my feet repeatedly. He tried to get my weed once. He tried to drink my coffee. I mean, it's just wow, Thailynd. Yeah, do you need some attention or what? So anyway, I guess, are you team Jill or you team whatever?
You don't want nobody to talk about Mary J. Blige.
Something going on. Woo. But yeah, so these men, they do get blackballed, and so I guess to their point, like Kendu was saying about Mary, Donovan loves his cat. If you guys haven't seen,
he has asthma too, by the way.
Like Kendu was saying, I'm not defending Kendu, but I've been railroaded and blackballed, and so now I can't get business in this industry because people hate me because of the narrative she put out against me. But it's like, dude,
I think it's because you
weren't
a successful manager,
and you've been laying pipe with everybody but your wife.
Right, exactly.
The end.
And Mary J. Blige is so damn fine with them ghetto hips. I could have just...
But apparently he wanted more, You got a woman who taking care of you.
No, and what's sad is there's a picture of him and the side chick and Mary J. Blige.
Yeah, because that was her protege.
Yeah, her assistant or something.
Yeah, it was a protege named Star Shell. And then her assistant, he was also screwing. Because one of the people who worked at the house or whatever said they walked into the kitchen or whatever and saw the assistant on her knees. Your cat is bad as shit.
He's on one right now.
He's trying to pull down all of the equipment.
And he only does this when D is here.
I don't know. It's a pet cemetery cat. I'm telling you, this is what it is. This cat.
You're going in jail.
I can't even wear my sandals, y'all. I can't wear my sandals because he's repeatedly tried to claw my doggone feet off. Like, for real. So I got to wear closed-toed shoes. But anyway, why he puts the pet cemetery cat back into the pet cemetery, I don't know. I just feel like if Jill Scott's husband is telling the truth, I don't think he should walk out of a relationship with nothing. Should he get all of what he's asking for? I just think legally speaking, he's probably not going to. If she has an ironclad prenup, he's probably not going to get what he's asking for. But I just think it's kind of funny, as I said earlier, that Jill Scott speaks about how to treat men and how much she loves men, but yet these horror stories are coming out about you. So it'd be interesting to see what's going to happen with her case and Mary J. Blige's case. But I think at the end of the story, as I said in the last segment, you got to ask questions, know who you are, and know what you want. And this is going to sound a little sexist, if you will.
Please,
but I think women, like you said, don't get with somebody who has nothing to bring to the table but an empty ass plate and a fork and a knife.
Right. You can't call yourself a man if you're doing that.
Yeah, get with somebody who has something to offer, or at least can help you build upon what it is y'all both have. I'm sure Oprah got more money than Stedman, but Stedman ain't broke.
Right. Yeah. Stedman was a successful
financier. So he's got his own money now. Does he have damn near $3 billion? No, but at least we ain't never heard of Stedman dipping and creeping.
Right.
He like, shit, I know what.
Well,
did you see that skit, not to cut you off, on Dave Chappelle he did when he thought that he was Oprah's baby daddy?
Oh, yeah.
He was like, I'm your baby daddy.
Right. But the word is Stedman, Gayle, and Oprah, they get down sometimes.
That just smells like a whole lot of Geritol and Ben Gay just mixed together.
You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. It's hard to be a man, baby. But Loving the Skin I'm in, like I said, that I wish Jill Scott a lot of work, but here's my thing, and this is what this show's about. We talk about how this low self-esteem of black women. Do you think that she's bossy like that due to low self-esteem?
Yeah. Because, it could be low self-esteem, but it just could also be that the women in your life, you've seen them behave like that with men. Because as I say all the time, I've never seen my mom act like that with my father. I had a father and a stepfather, and stepfather was in my life since I was 7.
Right? Didn't your stepfather? I think he was the one that gave me the book on what a good black woman needs.
No, he did not give me that Shahrazad Ali. But I think it comes from your environment. That if you're watching women act like that with men, you can't tell me what to do. Be quiet. I got this. That's who you become sometimes. Okay. Because you don't know any better. You've never seen a woman say, honey, it's my pleasure. Oh, baby, if you think that's best, okay, sure. I'm following your lead, Yeah, no, I don't have a problem getting you something to drink. Get it yourself. It's something the matter with you. So if you're used to seeing that, then that's just who you are. So if she have low self-esteem, I think that has something to do with it, but I just think it's how she was probably brought up and how she thinks men should be treated.
Right.
And not to cut you off,
go ahead. Keep going.
That's a lot of black men's gripe when it comes to black women, is that we don't know how to talk to y'all.
Yeah.
We talk to y'all like children. And I would also venture to say you shouldn't even be talking to your children that way.
Right.
Shut the fuck up. Who you talking to? Don't tell me what to do and all that other nonsense.
Well, one of my biggest things is when a woman talks to me with, and there's all kinds of level of disrespect, but when you talk to me as like I'm a child, or I didn't get as far as I've gotten because of your help. I did it because of what I know and how I'm going to do it.
But it's just like if you're in a relationship with somebody and you love them, why would you talk to them that way? I don't understand that.
Or the person isn't who they are to begin with. It's like with your sister there. She knows I'm a big follower of Tommy Sotomayor. She knows I'm a big Book of Ike. So there's no
Shahrazad Ali, connoisseur. Yeah.
So she knows all that. But speaking of certain women, and this is what I want to do. That's why I wanted to keep this show, because it's very important that we have something like this going on. There are certain women out there that are ride and die chicks. And there's a young lady that was with this dude, and now he's all laid up, and he's in the hospital, and she's still there for him, and he's still dogging him out. I mean, why do you think guys would do something like that? Or is it fault of the woman, or is it the guy? What is it?
Well, there's this saying: the first time it's your fault.
Okay.
And I'm speaking on if I'm the one that's getting done wrong. The second time is my fault.
Because that's my shame on you.
Right, because as Maya Angelou has said, and it's so popular, most people have heard it. When a person shows you who they are the first time, believe them. Don't think, well, I just think that's an anomaly. A bad day, or this and that was going on. If they show you who they are, believe them. And so, if you are ride or die, because I'm ride or die for mine, and I've been ride or die for the wrong men. And so the point that I'm making is be ride or die for the right man. Don't be ride or die for somebody who, continuously treats you bad. They cheating on you and all this other stuff. Then you're not ride or die at this point. You're stupid. And I don't like to call people stupid, but it is what it is. You are stupid if this man keeps doing you wrong. But now, shoot, that's my baby. I'm gonna make sure he have this, that, and the other. No, you wasted time and energy and effort on a person who doesn't deserve it. And so you should be ride or die for your man, but make sure that man is ride or die for you.
Right,
too.
he's worth it. I want to talk a little bit about the Kanika Jenkins theory. And the thing is, somebody did die. They don't know. There's a lot of stuff that goes to it. A lot of it, as we have alluded to in some of our past videos, where she was gang affiliated. I'm not saying she was in the gang. I'm saying she's gang affiliated. Her father was a gang member. Have you noticed that story has completely died? Pretty
as
much.
a lot of stuff does in our community.
Yeah.
We shake the roof up and shake up the dust, and then it settles, and then we're like, okay, so Jill Scott just getting done dirty. I mean,
Right.
we're so fair weather. We're just
It's next, moving on.
next, and
you know.
we're unfazed by it. I mean, again, is slavery in Libya still going on?
Yes, it is still going on. But people, because people have asked me, why haven't you stopped talking about no, I'm still following it. The thing is, I just feel that
Kanika Jenkins.
Yeah, I just
Right.
feel that to report on something that somebody's in the ground.
Right.
The case is basically open if there's new leads or something like that. But remember, they ruled it an accident.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to do that. But if something does change in the Kanika Jenkins story, I will let you know. But another thing that I need to bring up that I've been following is a young lady by the name of Maitrice Richardson. Remember her?
Yes, it was sort of the same situation.
Yeah, well, not the same situation, but here's a young lady that was going through a bipolar meltdown.
Right.
That's what they allege. Her mother and father and the Lost Hills police station had something to do with it. As we know, Lee Baca is getting ready to go to jail.
Right.
That's who they were dealing with at that time.
Ain't that crazy?
If you follow, good thing is the parents got closure.
They found their daughter.
Yeah, young lady is dead and like that. But I wanted to bring this up because I was like, where are you going with this? Here's what I'm gonna bring up. In these particular two high-profile cases, what is the main ingredient of both cases? Have you figured it out?
Well, there's a lot of ingredients, but
Yeah,
I'm not quite sure what the main one is.
but there's a certain commonality here. Now, we know Maitrice Richardson might have had a bipolar episode and was kind of going down. Beautiful girl, by the way.
I forgive me if I'm wrong. Troubled black women, girl. I don't know.
Yeah, she was kind of, in her sexuality, she was a lesbian and, whatever. Which that's not a problem, but they're saying that in a relationship, that kind of helped when her meltdown because, her and her lover breaking up or having problems, whatever. In the report with Maitrice Richardson, they found marijuana. Okay? In Kanika Jenkins, there was drinking, under alcohol, and that. And so what I'm saying is this, and this is what we don't tell our children. As much as you want to glorify drugs, I've never done drugs, illegal drugs.
No. Never been high.
Yeah, exactly. Here's what you don't understand. Some people are predisposed to bad things. Right. So you can try drugs one time and it'll fry your brain and you're done for the rest of your days. You're done. And I'm just speculating the Maitrice Richardson thing. That could have contributed because it seems like every time there's a tragedy like this, here's a girl that graduated from Cal State Fullerton.
Well, degrees don't get you common sense.
No, it doesn't give you common sense. Obviously, she's using drugs. It doesn't give you common sense. But she comes from a good family and everything like that. But what I'm saying is, it seems to me, it's like you said a long time ago. You don't know what they're cutting these drugs with. You have no clue.
Well, yeah, there's just, listen, you barely want to trust somebody at a restaurant cooking your food back there, but you do. But let alone trusting somebody to cut up your drugs. Right. Hell, they ain't no scientists in the garage.
Right. They're just, trying to, take that dime bag and make it into a dollar bag.
And to your point, I worked with a guy years and years ago. Damn, I sound old. Years and years ago. Who did the same exact scenario you said. He, guess he was doing some sherm or something. Yeah. Fried his brain. And he was just.
Yeah, he's out of it. And never recovered.
Neurologically jacked him up and all of that.
And she's 25 years old. Your brain isn't technically fully developed yet. I mean, it's almost there. That's what they say. Right. But think of it. She's been using drugs from the time she was 18 until recreational. Mm-hmm. I'm just telling you. I'm sorry. There's too much life for me to live to take that chance and that gamble.
But then again, it also speaks to environment. Mm-hmm. You weren't born or raised in that environment to where drugs were prevalent. Did you see your mama?
No, not at all.
I kid you not. One day, when I went to back east to visit some of my family, I was 18 at the time, and so my sister.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
Yeah. Woo! It was back in the day when they had the horse and buggies.
Right.
So I, went to visit my cousin who's much older. Actually, she's my mom's first cousin. Okay. So we're sitting there talking to her and stuff, and she's talking and she's
cutting it up.
I'm green because I don't know what she's doing. Mm-hmm. I have no idea. Okay, I didn't grow up in that environment.
Was that the white stuff or was that the green stuff?
It was white.
Okay.
So she's doing this, and she's however they do it. I'm just because I see it a lot in the movies, and really. And then it dawned on me, this motherfucker doing drugs right in front of us. What's really
no care.
And her daughter was sitting there, and I'm thinking, okay, as I'm older and I'm reflecting on this, I'm like, okay, obviously that's the kind of stuff she did in front of her daughter, you know, and her daughter turned out to have issues as well, but I'd never seen anything like, and I was 18.
I've seen it. Yeah.
I was blown away by
I
that.
see that, I leave. But
I didn't know. Like, what is she doing?
Yeah, and whenever I find a girl that does drugs like that, to me, she is dirty and stinky. And I'm not saying technically, I'm just saying I don't want nothing to do with it.
She is.
Yeah,
a woman who's sitting there, or not even just a woman, but anybody who's a drug addict or doing drugs, you know, they've done a lot of strange things for the change.
Yeah, and I just don't want to deal with a person like that. I
Me
mean,
either.
it's almost like somebody with a cigarette, too. To me, they're just as stinky. So if you're going from that to whatever. But the Mitrice Richardson story, for a lot of people that have forgotten that, this lady went missing in 2009, I believe it was. So that's almost 10 years ago. The parents got a settlement. You know, they were, I don't think they were ever married, the father and mother. Daddy. But father was in her life, whatever, and they both got a settlement from the county of Los Angeles, $500,000 each, and minus court fees, whatever the deal is. And of course, they're not talking about it, because people say, well, why aren't they still talking about it? Because it's unsolved murder. They got a settlement, so when you get a settlement, you can't discuss the case anymore, and it's done. Because
it's a done deal.
Yeah, but number one is the police sheriff should not be releasing people, especially women, at midnight in Lost Hills where there's no... They got mountain lions out there, for Christ's sake, and stuff like that. But they released this woman out. It's a very interesting story. There's a lot of stories out there where young people are going missing. I think there's a show called Disappeared.
Well, I think it's two, you know, because like my daughter, she's away in college. She's far. And even when she was going to school here locally, because she would take some night classes, I would tell her, be vigilant. Get off your phone. Yeah. You know, like she wanted to be on the phone with me, walking to the car. I said, no, get off the phone with me. Get your head on swivel. You know, be aware of all your situations. I would have to tell her that, because a lot of times people think, oh, it's not going to happen to me. You know, I'm just going to go walking. Yeah,
nobody wants a black kid. Yes,
right. You know,
Oregon harvesting.
To me, I liken it to see those horror movies where the woman is going into this big ass empty garage. She's worked late.
Yeah, have you seen that movie Death Wish, the first Death Wish?
Man, and they coming out with a remake of it.
Yeah. But Charles Bronson, when they raped that girl.
Charles Bronson, boy.
Remember when they got?
I remember there's Death Wish 1.
Death Wish 1.
It was his daughter and his wife.
Yeah, that was a brutal.
They're remaking that. I can't remember. It's not Bruce Willis. I can't remember who was in it, but they're remaking it anyway. Okay. But to me, it is like when you see those horror movies when she's got off work late, and now she's the only car in the carport, and you hear heels click, 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 and then you hear another set of heels behind her, and she stops, and it's like at that moment, that woman realized,
I'm in danger. Yeah, I'm in danger.
Danger! You know, she realizes, right. But why does it take till you get to that point where you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be in this garage by myself. Right. You know?
Maybe I should have parked where there's lighting.
Right, or something. I should have taken precautions. And so, I'm not listening. You should be able to walk through the garage by yourself and nobody mess with you. But we know everybody walking out there ain't on the same page as you.
And 5150, we do not have a lot of insane asylums in California anymore. So you got people out here where they're releasing them and saying we're not dealing with it. Another reason, a thing a lot of people don't know, and it's so sad, I've been doing a lot of research on this, especially our people. When a cop pulls you over and you are in a unlit area or you feel that is unsafe, you do not have to stop where that cop directs you to stop.
I'll pull your ass over to the grocery store.
Yes, you need to do that. And and I understand people got a bag, you think, I'm just going to do this. Right. You have to look out for yourself, because it is evident that these police officers, some of them, and it's that 10%, like the 10% of the bad Marines, that gives the whole organization.
Why not the 10% of the Air Force?
Because we don't have a 10%. We're all good. That's the 0.0001.
Oh, that's the anomaly right there.
That's an anomaly right there. Right. He slipped through the crack. I think he was a former Marine. I'm not sure. But I'm bringing this stuff up because in the Kenneka Jenkins case, when you see the videos of her walking around, and some of that video has been edited, by the way, but it is her. Just to see her in that zombie-like state, what in your right mind would make you think that doing drugs is so cool? And like you said last week or the week before last, just like Indians, black people, some of us are predisposed to, like the Indians are, alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
And we're our own worst enemies. And you've got to be our own worst enemies when you'd rather sell death in your own community, but you won't sell it in the Mexican community or the Asian community or the white community. Why you won't sell it? Because they won't let you.
Well, and I agree with that to some degree, and I also like to push back. Yeah, there's death being sold in the black community, but what's not going on in the white community? Who's selling death to the white community?
Well, that's what I'm saying, though.
I know, I'm not trying
to... It goes on in every community, but what
I'm saying is... The way it's dressed up is how people choose to go with the narrative. Right. When black people are doing drugs, it's the dirty drugs. You know, it's the crack. It's the they shoot up heroin and all this other stuff. But when the white people right. Remember that? The bath salts. Niggas thinking about zombies running around. Yeah.
Now you know what they're eating?
The pot. No, it ain't us though.
Yeah, it's
we ain't eating the Tide Pods.
Not yet.
That's the white people eating them Tide Pods.
Not yet.
We gonna eat a lot of shit, but we ain't eating no soap. We know soap is hot. Right. We washing our clothes with the soap.
Yeah, no, you're right. We won't eat that, but we'll eat a lot of groceries.
You stupid.
So go ahead, but go make your point. I'm sorry.
You know that. Let's be serious here, okay?
Yes.
That is dressed up as, you know, the drugs and the white people. It's the opioids. Oh, gosh, just this. Oh, I was just having some back pain.
Epidemic.
I just became an addict. You're right. You know what I'm saying? So the doctors and all them is pushing the drugs in that area, but over here is let
them have it.
So everybody's killing everybody in their own community, but the black people always get labeled with the bad stuff.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, to kill your own is detrimental to nature.
Well, it's genocide.
Yeah, it's basically genocide, and that's what I'm saying. and I'm trying to get people to think.
Right.
All it takes is one time with some badass drugs, and your brain's going to be fried.
Well, unfortunately, a lot of people, those people have to get to that point to become a believer. Like,
exactly.
Exactly.
And here's my thing: when people always say, "Why you don't try drugs?" Because no matter what happens, no matter how much you beam out of here. For 15 minutes.
You got to come back.
You got to come back, and your problem is still here. Right. They're still here.
Right.
So you either got to face them, or you just, deal with the guy. But what I'm saying is, if you're interested in a really interesting story, the Maitrice Richardson story is a really good one. The Kanika Jenkins story is a good one. And here's the funny thing. If you surf the YouTube and you go through it, there are a lot of YouTube channels run by white people
masquerade as black.
No, they're not masquerade. But they're rehashing this story,
right,
and getting likes and bringing this up, and it is the foundation of their channel.
The Kanika Jenkins,
the Maitrice Richardson thing, and so this goes back to what we were saying a couple of weeks ago. We are the foundation of entertainment. So if you don't get that black audience, you are not going to get a successful TV
Which is to bring us to another point. Why not just put our own content out there? Like, I tell people all the time, you started literally from the ground up with a mic. Y'all should have seen some of these old videos that Donovan used to do.
No, as a matter of fact, it was just like a mic like this. I was right with this.
This dude would be before he built all of this, would be at Starbucks and you hear
all the noise,
wind
and I'm trying to figure it out.
But he perfected it, and so it's not. It's hard. It's hard, but it's only hard if you're not consistent and persistent. Yeah. And so we need to start producing our own content. Stop waiting for everybody else to do for us what we can be doing for ourselves.
And don't get me wrong, I like to dab in a little bit of a lot of things, but my adult content, my adult
well, that's after hours.
After hours, right?
Okay, we're done.
I'm trying to do like BT After Dark, where the videos that show everything.
Got it. But now they're doing that stuff during the day.
But it's funny though. I have been contacted by girls that are dancers that would like me to do this and that. And there's certain things I'm at an age where I just won't do that anymore. So I'm not.
You ain't trying to be like Homeboy on Boogie Nights,
the
Carno?
Yeah. No, I'm not going to do that.
Get caught up, Kaye.
No, don't get me wrong. it's interesting. You're tempted because I am a man.
Right.
But it's just like, you know what? I'm not going to exploit. If that's something you want to do, I'll show you how to do it, or order your stuff and you get somebody else to do it for you, because I'm tired of exploiting the black woman, and because to me that's pimping. I'm living.
That's exactly what it is. It is, and you know, me and Donovan talk about this all the time. It would just be so easy if we just do the ratchet shit.
Yeah, I mean, it would. I mean, I really could get into the adult film business because I know people in there.
But if we just acting stupid,
and not as an actor, I'm talking about behind the scenes.
Twerking and just, I come on here. I mean, you don't
being
see my fat or nothing, but I come on here. I got these half tops on and all this other stuff going on. I mean, am I trying to deliver a message, or am I trying to reel you in with something else? Because I don't think it's hard to be naked or to, have all the gadgets and the gimmicks and stuff to get people in. Yeah, sure, you want to make it interesting. But ultimately, we want to get the content out. We want to get the message out because we're not going to be any better if we keep going on the route that we're going.
Right.
I mean, this show is entertaining.
It's entertaining, right? But I bring up these shows because there's countless black kids that end up missing, and I do believe there is a tie-in with the harvesting of organs that is going around internationally.
Also, because I agree with you, there's a lot of our children missing. But any given day, what time is it now? It's almost 1?
Yes, almost 1.
Couple hours or so, me and you could drive by and we could see all these little babies. To us, they're babies, but walking home from school by themselves. Yeah. So I think that's a huge issue, not just in our community, but your kids are unsupervised. Yeah. I would never trust I don't care if it's around the corner. I wouldn't trust my child, my elementary, hell, not even my middle schooler, really to walk from home to school and back. You don't know what kind of they said in the Mac, what kind of sadistic fool about the suburbs is patrolling the streets looking for your baby.
Yep, that's true. So that's what I kind of want to bring up. Like I said, that's why I think we got to keep this show here. We have To the Harbor. We're going to tell it to you straight and hard, and just we don't care. This is how it is. Sundays, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Your show is doing so well.
It's coming along.
And I really want to commend you for coming out of your room and coming into the studio.
Well, the message I had the message. You just was like, you know what? You got to take it further. So I don't know how to do all of this. So that's really your vision, making it bigger and taking it other
and getting
places.
that message out there because I do monitor your comments. Some people love our show; they love your show, and
some people don't like it,
and some people will not.
That's okay. You'll keep coming back,
right? and that's the thing. If you didn't watch it, you wouldn't know you didn't. Right. Like it, so
I don't care what nobody say. You can be mad at us all you want to, but we keeping it real. One thing between me and Donovan, we got about 13 degrees, give or take. But we're not going to put out. We're not purposely going to mislead you or put out any information that's purposely false, because we can click on stuff on YouTube, whatever, all day long. Talking about Oprah, telling the real story, but it's just you babbling on about something stupid. Right. I mean, we don't want to do that to you guys. We want you guys to get the information and you decide what to do with it.
Right, or like Arsenio Hall said,
Or is that Pastor Thaddeus?
And speaking of Thaddeus Matthews, he's one of the guys that have been on the Shira Wright case and telling it. Shira Wright has been extradited back to Memphis, and I haven't heard it. It's funny how she gets there and you haven't heard anything yet.
Right.
But because she's supposed to be arraigned.
I've heard the Pastor Thaddeus's take on the whole thing, what she might be going through in there. I was like, ugh.
Yeah. Because let's face it, she was a very attractive woman in her day, and man, she's got these guys. Thaddeus Matthews calls it killer coochie.
And for those of you who don't know, we keep referencing Pastor Thaddeus Matthew. You follow him on YouTube. He's actually known as now the cussing pastor,
right?
Who you probably seen some of his stuff. He's been cussing and he's preaching,
telling it like it is.
Yeah, and people have a problem with it because he's a pastor and he cusses. But I'm like, aren't preachers supposed to tell the truth? Is he not telling the truth?
And he's telling it in a way that you can understand.
Yeah, keep it real.
But killer coochie, and if you don't know what killer coochie is, real men know what killer coochie is, because it either will make you, either it will kill you itself, or it'll make you kill somebody.
It'll have you doing some things you never thought you'd be doing.
And supposedly this woman had that. And
damn,
it's going to be interesting.
Like a Venus flytrap.
Yeah, and they said she was a freak to no other end. And I heard there's infidelity on both sides of the fence.
Well, damn.
And there's a lot of stuff going on. And I really feel bad for her children that are down in Temecula. But we're going to stay on top of that issue as well. And everybody, I got a message that says, why do you always do stories on women? You're always hard on the women. Because I don't have a problem being a man, and that's not my issue. My issue is to.
And if you hear the other, and whoever this person is, if you're truly listening to the shows that we do, you know that while you might think that Donovan is hard on the women, I also defend the women. Mm-hmm. You know, we also take men to task as well. And by us doing that, no way, shape, or form are we saying we're not talking about us.
Right. We
include ourselves in that. Mm-hmm. We can only speak to you guys from experience and things that we know something about. You know what I mean? So we're not saying we're up here and you guys are down there. We're just, preaching to you. No, we're just sharing what we know.
What we have. It's like on your show, I was talking about, airplanes and how much these guys experience stuff. Scared the hell out of a lot of people. So if you want to get some information, please tune into the Demetra Kaye show on Sundays. What do you talk about this Sunday?
And I never know up until, because there's something.
Yeah, you have to wait till Friday until something breaks.
Yeah, and then I do the research and all that and try to bring what I know.
Last thing I want to bring up is, again, the Black Congressional Caucus silent when it comes to black issues, but let them talk about that DACA.
Yeah.
And of course, Trump has pulled his support. He said it's dead on arrival as far as he's concerned. So once again, the Democrats have caved, and I've said that on my page where these guys.
So now they won't go ahead and help the DACA.
But the Democrats, as usual.
So what was the point of the shutdown?
I don't know.
Why take everybody through all of that?
Right. But the thing is, though, the Democrats cave very quickly. Did you see that meme I put up about Malcolm X when he says?
I did.
And that's exactly true. If you are a black Democrat, you are a chump because they're playing you for a chump. They have no intentions of doing anything for you or anybody, because if you really were going to get this DACA thing done, there was no reason for you to stop doing what you're doing. The Republicans know we're going to punk you guys, and that's all there is to it, and you're going to cave, and that's exactly what happened.
And we talked about this before we leave, is that this year, because it is election season locally especially, we want to hold some sort of reform. Where and when just yet, we don't know, but we want to do it because we want to educate black people in I guess with the people who are running, and just your rights and what it is you really should be expecting. Like, don't just hand these people your vote repeatedly without getting a return. It's an investment. A vote is an investment. You want a return on your investment. And so we want to start doing that to educate people on what it is they should be expecting when you give a vote. It's very valuable.
Absolutely, and it's going to be a very important vote. Speaking of which, if you're in the Moreno Valley Inland Empire area, we are having a meeting at the golf course this Saturday, 1 to 2:30 p.m. There's a lot of falsehoods being put out by a developer who hasn't invested in this community one bit in 30 years. We are in jeopardy of losing a Boys and Girls Club if this guy does not get the support that he needs. We have a dead golf course. He is bringing back the golf course and has already invested $1 million without approval. He doesn't even know if his project is going to be approved, but he's already doing the work to have the golf course ready by this fall. So we've lost a race track. We built a mall that never made money. We went through a base closure. We've invested in warehouses. All of these stupid ass decisions.
Now.
Yeah, and in a warehouse they put a restaurant because the warehouse isn't making any money.
It's supposed to be the place to be.
It's supposed to be the place to be. But we've made these stupid decisions in this city, and now this developer is putting us in a scenario where we're going to lose a youth center and a possible new church out there because he doesn't like it or whatever their agenda is. Who would be against the youth center?
An asshole.
All these single mothers out here and single parents out here who need help and want structure. Instead of having latchkey kids, you can have your kids being in a structured environment. So this has been Loving the Skin I'm In. You guys check us out every Wednesday. We're always here. If you got some content, DK has her show on Sundays. The Donovan Sadiq Show. Guys, tune into that. And, of course, our brand new show, To the Hard Way. That is the hard way. So be ready for that. We're going to see you guys again next week. Stay tuned. Mr. Daryl Terrell, he is still around. He's just busy doing what he needs to do. We're going to keep you guys invested. Please like, share, subscribe to the page. See you guys next week.
Peace.